If anyone had told me I would fall for the man I was there to kiss, I would have laughed in their face, because that night was supposed to be a joke, a harmless game, a little fun between friends at a rooftop party with too much music, too much champagne, and way too many bad decisions waiting to happen. But then he looked at me, not like a stranger at a party, but like he already knew me, like he had been waiting. And when I kissed him, just a few seconds, just for the day, everything stopped. The noise, the laughter, the world. I don't know his name. I didn't even know he would be the one to ruin my perfect, predictable life. But I should have guessed, because no good story ever started with truth. It always starts with dare. Hey dreamers, welcome back to Blessing Storyverse, where we don't just tell stories, we live them. Today's tale is full of mystery, love twists, so grab your popcorn and let's dive into another chapter. The day that started it all. Come on, leave. It's just one kiss. Those were the famous last words from my best friend, Tessa, also known as the Queen of Terrible Ideas. We were three cocktails, deep on the rooftop of the heaven, surrounded by fairy lights, expensive cologne, and the kind of laughter that only happens when people are trying too hard to look carefree. I'm not kissing a random guy for your amusement, I said, sipping my drink. I have standards. Please, she smiled. Your standards were suits and schedule, feelings like meetings. I was about to roll my eyes when I saw him, leaning casually by the bar, sleeves rolled up, dark hair falling perfectly across his forehead. The kind of man you would expect to see in a perfume commercial. Asa followed my gaze and grinned. Him, you should kiss him. I laughed. Absolutely not. But then the music changed. The crowd shifted, and he turned, locking eyes with me across the rooftop. And just like that, every reasonable thought in my brain clocked out for the night. Before I knew it, I was walking towards him, heart pounding, confidence faked to perfection. Hi, I said, leaning against the bar. This might sound weird, but I have been dared to kiss someone tonight. He raised an eyebrow, lips twisting into a slow, dangerous smile. And you choose me? Depends, I said, trying not to blush. You're gonna make it worth it? His chuckle was low and warm, the kind that hits you right in the stomach. Try me. And when our lips met, just for a moment, the world tilted. It wasn't just a kiss, it was chaos, fireworks, and something that felt dangerously close to fate. Tessa screamed somewhere in the background. People clapped. I pulled away, breathless and laughing, pretending it was nothing. But deep down, I already knew it was something.
The stranger with the smile. I spent the next morning doing what any self-respecting woman would do after kissing a mystery man on a rooftop, pretending it never happened. Liv, you kissed a stranger, she said, holding her iced coffee like it was a mic. You don't just walk away from that kind of spark. You track it down. You investigate. I go to work and act normal. I interrupted. Normal. I should have known that word was cursed. Because when I walked into my office that morning, freshly powdered, emotionally stable, and ready to forget, the universe decided to play comedian. He was there, at the conference table, in a navy suit, smiling. I froze mid-step. You have got to be kidding me. Tessa's voice echoed in my head. You track it down. You investigate. Well, apparently fate did the tracking for me. Our eyes met again, and I swear that same rooftop electricity hit all over. He stood, extended a hand like this was just another Tuesday. Olivia, right? I'm Ethan Reed, the new marketing director. I blinked. You're my boss? He chuckled, voice annoyingly smooth. Technically, yes, but I promise I'm not here to assign dares today. I wanted the floor to swallow me, or at least hide me until 2026. Great, I muttered, shaking his hand. Welcome to the team. Please forget everything that happened on that rooftop. Ethan grinned, leaning closer. Which part should I forget first? The dare or the kiss? And just like that, professionalism died. Office hours and dangerous smiles. By day 2, I'd perfected the art of avoiding Ethan Reed. No eye contact. No unnecessary words. No heart palpitations. Unfortunately, my plan had one major flaw. He seemed to enjoy being unavoidable. Morning, Olivia, he said one day, leaning casually against my desk like he owned both it and my self-control. How's the campaign draft coming? I didn't look up. Efficient me. As long as my boss doesn't hover. I don't hover, he said, hovering. I exhaled through my nose, typing faster. You're literally hovering right now. He chuckled, and I could feel that smirk even without looking. You're fun when you're pretending not to like me. Who says I'm pretending? I shot back, glancing up, mistake number 1. Because wow, the man could make a tie look like sin. Ethan tilted his head, eyes glinting. You know, I keep thinking about that rooftop, about how confidently you walked up to me that night. My heartbeat went rogue. I was drunk and dared. He smiled. Sure, but maybe you wanted to. I opened my mouth to fire back, but my phone buzzed. Meeting in 5. Thank God for corporate interruptions. I have work to do, I said, standing abruptly. Good, Ethan replied, voice low and teasing. So do I. But for the record, I'm still waiting for our second dare. And then he walked away, leaving my thoughts tangled, my pulse racing, and my carefully built walls starting to crack. I groaned, dropping into my chair. He was infuriating, charming, completely off limits. So naturally, he was exactly my type. Accidents, compliments, and mixed signals. If there's one thing I've learned about working under Ethan Reed, it's that HR would not survive a week in our office. We were professionals, technically, but every conversation felt like a line we were almost crossing. Take today, for example. We were reviewing ad concepts in the conference room, surrounded by mock-ups and lukewarm coffee. My laptop decided to crash mid-presentation, and I groaned, pressing the power button like sheer willpower could fix it. Ethan leaned closer. Need help? No, I've got it. He ignored that and moved anyway, leaning over me, his cologne doing unholy things to my brain. His hand brushed mine on the keyboard, and I swear the air crackled. Try restarting in safe mode, he murmured, his voice low enough to count as illegal. I swallowed hard. You could have said that from over there. He smiled, not moving. But then I'd missed this view. I turned to glare at him, but he was already backing away, grin firmly in place, smug as sin. The meeting ended soon after. But the chaos in my head didn't. By lunchtime, I'd convinced myself to stop overthinking. It was just harmless flirting. No big deal. Totally manageable. Until I walked into the cafe across the street and saw him again. Alone. With an empty chair beside him. Olivia, he said, like he'd been expecting me. Join me? I hesitated. Are you sure that's appropriate? He leaned back, eyes playful. You kissed your boss before he was your boss, Liv. I think the line's already blurred. And just like that, I sat down. Because if there's one thing more dangerous than Ethan's smile, it was how much I wanted to see it again. Late nights and mixed feelings. The office was quiet after hours. Just the hum of the AC, the glow of city lights, and my poor overworked laptop. Everyone else had gone home. Everyone, except Ethan, of course. I caught him standing by the window, sleeves rolled up, jacket draped over his chair. He looked unfairly good under the fluorescent lights, like someone who didn't even have the decency to look tired. "You're still here," I said, shutting my screen. He turned, that familiar teasing smile softening into something almost serious. "I could say the same to you." "I had deadlines," I replied. "Same," he said, walking over. "But I don't mind. The view's better when you're still around." I blinked. "You really can't help yourself, can you?" Ethan grinned. "Not when it comes to you." And there it was, the shift. The silence between us change. Heavier now. I could feel my pulse racing in all the wrong places. He leaned on the edge of my desk. "Do you ever think about that night?" My throat went dry. "We're not supposed to." "But you do." I hated how right he sounded. "Ethan," I started, but my voice came out softer than I meant it to. He tilted his head, eyes locked on mine. "If I promised to keep it professional tomorrow, could we stop pretending tonight?" My brain screamed no. My heart whispered maybe. I stood up, trying to sound casual. "You should go home, boss." He smiled faintly, picking up his jacket. "Good idea. Before I say something we'll both regret." And then he left. Just like that. No kiss, no lines crossed. But my heart didn't stop racing for hours. Because for the first time, I didn't want it to. One kiss. Again, the company gala was supposed to be elegant, formal, and absolutely drama-free. Key word, supposed to. I walked in wearing a black satin dress that hugged all the right places. Confident, collected, and completely ready to avoid Ethan Reed for the entire night. Except, of course, fate had other plans. He spotted me almost immediately, standing near the bar in a perfectly tailored suit. Bow tie undone, eyes following me like a secret he wasn't supposed to want. "Olivia," he said, stepping closer. "You look..." He paused, searching for words that wouldn't get him fired. "Unforgettable." I tried not to smile. "Careful, boss. Someone might hear you flirting with your employee." He leaned in, voice low enough that only I could hear. "Then I'll whisper instead." Oh, he was dangerous. And worse, I liked it. The night blurred after that. Champagne. Laughter. The two of us slipping into a quiet balcony away from the noise. He looked at me, hands in his pockets like he was fighting himself. "This is insane," he said. Completely, I agreed. And yet, before I could answer, he stepped closer, close enough that I could smell his cologne, feel his breath, taste the hesitation between us. "This doesn't change work," I said quietly. "Of course not," he whispered. "Just one kiss." Famous last words. Because when he kissed me again, it wasn't like the rooftop, quick and impulsive. It was slow, deliberate, dangerous. The kind of kiss that felt like a confession. When he finally pulled back, he looked at me like he'd just broken every rule in his book. "Now," he said softly, "what dare comes next?" I laughed, breathless, dizzy, completely undone. "Something tells me you'll think of one." Secrets, rumors, and regret. The next morning, the office was chaos, and not the good kind. Apparently, someone had seen us on the balcony at the gala. By noon, whispers were flying faster than emails. "Did you hear about Olivia and Mr. Reed? They left the party together." I bet that's why she got assigned the ad campaign. My stomach twisted with every passing comment. I tried to focus on my computer screen, but the stairs burned holes in my back. By the time Ethan walked in, I could barely breathe. He went straight to his office, but not before his gaze brushed mine. Brief, unreadable, heavy. By afternoon, he called me in. I shut the door behind me, crossing my arms. You wanted to see me? He nodded, jaw tight. I just got out of a meeting with HR. My pulse dropped. Oh, God. They heard the rumors, he said quietly. And they want us to be transparent about whatever this is. I let out a humorless laugh. You mean the thing that was supposed to be one kiss, then another, and now? Now it's complicated. He finished for me. Silence. Long. Uncomfortable. Charged. I can handle people talking, I said. But I can't be the reason you lose your job, Ethan. He stepped closer, eyes soft but desperate. Liv, I don't care about the job. Well, I do. I cut in, voice cracking, because I worked too hard to be seen as someone's rumor. He went still, like my words hit deeper than I meant them to. I'll tell HR it was nothing, I said quietly. That the kiss meant nothing. He flinched. Is that what it meant to you? I swallowed hard. It has to be. And before he could answer, I walked out, heart pounding, mascara burning my eyes, pretending I wasn't breaking just a little bit inside.
The truth about us. 2 weeks. That's how long I managed to avoid him. 2 weeks of silence, polite smiles in hallways, and pretending my heart wasn't aching every time I heard his name. The office felt colder, like someone had dimmed the lights on papers. I threw myself into work. Long hours, extra projects, anything to drown out the memory of him. But then the universe, ever dramatic, decided I hadn't suffered enough. I was presenting the final ad pitch to the executive board when the door opened. Ethan walked in. My pulse stuttered, but I kept my tone calm. Mr. Reed, we are almost done. He didn't sit. He didn't even look at the slides. His eyes were on me. I need a minute, he said. I froze. We are in a meeting. It can wait, he said, and to my shock, the board actually nodded and fired out. My heart was in my throat. When we were alone, I crossed my arms. What are you doing? He exhaled, something I should have done weeks ago. Before I could speak, he stepped closer. No teasing, no flirtation, just quiet intensity. Olivia, I have been trying to be rational, to respect boundaries, to protect your career. But every time I see you, it feels like I'm lying. Ethan, no, let me finish. His voice cracked just slightly. The truth is, I can't stop thinking about you. Not as an employee, not as someone roofed up there, as you. And if that ruins my job, so be it. I blinked hard, every piece of me wanting to melt. You are really doing this? Here? He smiled faintly. Where else? You have been running from me everywhere else. My laugh came out watery. You are impossible. And you are unforgettable. That broke me. I stepped forward before logic could protest, grabbed his tie, and kissed him in the middle of the damn conference room. Applause erupted outside the glass wall. Of course, half the team had been peeking. I pulled back, cheeks flaming. You just turned my career into a rom-com. He grinned. Then, let's make it a good one. And for once, I didn't argue. Truth or dare. 3 months later, same rooftop, same fairy lights. Only this time, there was no champagne fuel there, just us. Ethan handed me a glass, smiling that same slow, dangerous smile that had started it all. Remember this place? I rolled my eyes. The night he ruined my peaceful existence? Vividly. He laughed, stepping closer. Then maybe it's time for another day. I raised a bro. Oh, really? What now? He leaned in. I soft. Dare you to love me. No rules. No secrets. Just us. I smiled, heart fluttering. You don't play fair. Never said I did. And then I kissed him. Again and again. Until the world felt quiet. Simple and right. Because some days are worth falling for. And that is another chapter from Blessing Storyverse. If this story hits you in the feels, leave a like, drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe. Because trust me, the next plot twist is even crazier. Until next time, keep living like the main character. Bye.